What is your wanting? We talked yesterday about coming to a place of launching some desires into a faster path of physical reality. You're wanting to insert something before we get onto that path?
I'd like to throw a couple of things in, if it's okay with you. I'm really doing it more for the video than anything else.
Then zoom in on him.
Okay, you got it.
What about the little ones? I mean, what you say sounds well and good to those of us who are in conscious awareness of what we're thinking and what we're saying and what we're doing. But what about the little babies that aren't speaking yet? What about those people who are housed in mental institutions that are in various degrees of consciousness or unconsciousness? That how do they control? How do they heal? How do they stay well? What happens to them, and why do the things happen to them that happen to them? Because they don't speak like we speak.
He's still trying to protect the little birds, isn't he? In order to understand what we're going to say next,
okay,
you must first understand that your ability to attract or create did not begin when you entered this body. You had intentions established even before you emerged into this body. Intentions that are very clear and very pure and very powerful. And so then you say, well, Abraham, if these intentions were in place, then where does our intent fit into it? In other words, are we not just puppets on a string, here to somehow find our path to those intentions so that we can live out that which we intended before we were born? And we say, here is the way it works, and you're going to recognize it because it's all we've been talking about. You were born with the intentions of why. And through your physical defining, you choose who, what, when, where, how. The why you are born with. So let us consider someone. Let's say that there is a non-physical energy from family of teachers who knows so much the deliciousness of freedom and is able to acknowledge that in the physical realm not many are allowing themselves to be free. And so from his non-physical perspective, he says, I will go forth into this physical experience and I will express freedom in every way possible. And so as he comes forth into his physical body, he has this very clear wanting to express freedom. And that wanting attracts desire, a physical desire, attraction that is different from the larger segment of his population. He has an inclination toward, a sexual inclination toward those of his same sexual orientation. He is what you would label gay. So then, as physical beings try to understand this, they say, well then, are you saying, Abraham, that he was born intending to be gay? And we say, you might interpret it that way. We would say he was born intending to express freedom in a radical way, and that process unfolded comfortably and was a path that he could do it well. And if he could be one of the rare ones who chose that path and did not push against everything else and just lived freely his expression, then he will fulfill his joyous reason for being, even in that physical decision that most of your society disagrees with. In like manner, non-physical energy may realize that you are all free, that you're all whole, that you're all perfect, but may see a tremendous amount of judgment being made in the physical environment. So much so that you've become a mass of people, a mass consciousness that is seeking approval from one another. And so his decision may very well be to go forth and to live clearly and freely something so different from what society ordinarily would approve of as perfect life experience. In other words, he says, I will go forth and be one of those things that they call freak. I will be an oddity, and I will be joyful in my oddness, in an expression to try to impart to those who are participating, who want but have not found a way to find, that the goal is not to go forth into the physical experience and be just like everyone else. The goal is to go forth and in our diversity provide balance, put enough ingredients in the kitchen that allows any creative being in a physical experience to have a lot to choose from. And so then you come to the place that you become more willing to not try so hard to overlay your intentions and your beliefs over everybody else. And as you stop trying to lay your intentions and your beliefs over everybody else, then you are liberated. When you reach the place that you are willing to let everyone be that which they are choosing to be, whether they are choosing it on purpose or by default, but you are allowing, as your inner being allows, the experience for the sake of the experience, then you are free. And then you stop worrying about what is happening to everyone, and you joyously encourage them to go for it. Whatever it is that they think they want, go for it. And through the experience, they will define for themselves how much of it they are wanting or not wanting.